Good man, how you doing? How you been? I need your snack. That is correct, Pepper. I need your snack for attack. No, we'll play another one real quick. And then I get a snack for the attackies. Snackies for attackies. Alright, d4 again. This time I will not go and play c5. I'm just going to play... You know, I'll play d5. I think d5 is also a solid reply to d4. Against a 2200 bot afterwards? Potentially can, no limitation. Maybe I'll be able to do that soon. I can just play it very, very slowly as well. Theoretically, I would hope I could beat the 2200 bot, but you never know. KN at the MCC? Is that the, wait, Saturday? What's happening on, which one is it tomorrow? Or is it just a standard week? Is it a weekly blitz or weekly rapid? I think, I'm not sure which one's which there. Alright, so after d4, d5, they want to go there already, but I'm not sure this is quite best here. I feel like knight f3 first may be better. It's probably still book move, but, you know, I always have c6 in my back pocket, which would basically make this not a very strong bishop. It's different sometimes after knight f3 first, but we'll see. Maybe it's not a big deal. Anyway. Oh, Munda won. Oh, yeah, okay. I think you mentioned that last time, or one of the last streams. Oh, yeah, okay. I hope you feel better, man. Okay, so they're going for a double fianchetto. But yet they have not fianchettoed the first one yet. So they are taking a little while here. It's going to cost them a few extra moves. What do I mean by that? I mean, I'm already looking for ways to exploit potentially this diagonal and potentially this as well. So I may go bishop f5, queen d7, and, you know, try to control the light squares this way. I'm not quite sure yet. c5 perhaps at some stage too, not here. They're relying on one of these crisscross applesauces opening up. I'm likely just going to play very slowly. I'm not going to overcalculate, as I always say. I'm just going to go g6. I'm going to try to count. Okay, so similar to my last opponent, they're just playing c4, but they have developed no pieces yet. This is already going to be slightly better for black, I believe. And after I take, this is a free pawn. Sorry, not a free pawn, but after I take, this is going to be very risky here. Very risky. In fact, I might actually go c6. And why am I going to go c6? We will find out shortly. Okay, they're playing with fire a little bit. A little bit fire playing here. I'm already looking at ideas of this somehow, but it doesn't work because I still have this bishop. This is not great for white, in my opinion. So I can go queen a5. If they just randomly play something like bishop g2, I possibly already have ideas like this, maybe force the bishop off, but I don't think so. Could even potentially go bishop h6. I'm not going to overcalculate once again, play solid. Even though I think if I was playing somebody at my regular rating, I think I would spend a little bit of time here and work out the best way to attack. I'm just going to develop. Because it seems logical and I don't think I need to overdo it here. So I'm going to do this in castle, and I'm just going to say this is a little bit strange, but I'm not going to spend too long trying to punish it. Okay, so that's the idea. That's their idea. Not a very scary idea. I can kind of just defend it. I think what they want is they want me to move this and blunder the rook. I don't want to blunder the rook like this, so I will choose not to, and I'm going to go rook e8. So depending on the way the structure was, if this was all cleared and there was no pawns here, it might be a bit scarier if this bishop was angling towards f7, but I don't see any ways here for them to exploit it. This was a good move in the sense that it doesn't blunder the bishop. Whereas if this knight was somewhere like on f3 and I went check, this would then collect the bishop. But here it's different. Okay, so I can possibly win a piece here if they play this wrong, and I'm going to give it a go, only because their structure is so strange. What they've been doing. It's okay now, probably, but they may fall for a trick. We'll find out. Taking would be a mistake. Actually, maybe it wouldn't be a mistake. Maybe I've made a mistake. We're going to find out. I did miscalculate one thing. It'll be equal trade material. I was going for a tactic and I realized that the most obvious reply to my tactic is actually not winning a piece, but it will end up me winning a pawn and then winning the pawn back. basically. But if they're not careful, this could be even worse. So that is going to end up being a blunder, I believe. And why do I think it's going to be a blunder? Simply because of a specific move. Just working out if this is actually good or not. Few moves I'm calculating here, right, by the way. So I'm looking at this. Takes. They won't be able to take this back yet, but they can then go back. I'm also looking at this, and then this, if I can, but they can probably just take. But I'm also going to look at this straight away. So maybe it's not a blunder. Maybe they're playing this all right. So, because after knight c3, they can just move the queen. But then I might have... Okay, I don't want to overdo this, actually. Don't want to overdo it. Maybe I could consider this, but I always tell people not to do this in the opening, so I'm not going to, even though it might be the best move here. They probably just drop back, actually. Alright, we're just going to develop. We're going to pretend that there's no tactics available, and we are going to solidify. Oh, but I'm so tempted. It's like I really want to find a winning on the spot kind of idea, but I do not see it. I also don't like this bishop, so let's just say that this is their most active piece. I'm not actually scared about this guy. I can just take it if I want to. I think I'm actually going to... Well, I could also consider this, and if they go there... No, I'm going to do this. I don't like this bishop more than I don't like this knight. We'll see. Anyway, they've actually played this better than I thought, considering how the first few moves played out. But we'll check this afterwards. They have still neglected castling, but here they can castle. All right, so they blundered a piece anyway. So that's all well and gravy. And how do I know that they blundered a piece? Because this is pinning the knight. If I take this, they have no choice. If they want to take it back, then maybe there's something else I'm missing. They take back with this way, and then I take this. I'm not going to overcalculate this. I'm just going to assume this is winning a piece. I spent enough time looking for weird ways to exploit what they were doing, and honestly, is not super productive in terms of helping people at this ELO range if I have to calculate like a 2000. So should probably just be playing solid and not overdoing it. All right, this is actually worse, I believe now, because now I'm winning at least I don't have to take the bishop, which is I think what they were thinking. I take with check first. So how is this a check, you might ask? Well, it's a check because after I take this pawn, this king is going to be hit by this queen, which is something I was looking at. They will not be able to push, which they may have considered. So something after like, well, first of all, there's going to be a double check regardless. This is not a checkmate, unfortunately, because they have, because the double check, they move this way. If I was looking at, is there a smother mate? I don't think there is because they have this square. If they did not have this square, if the knight was over here, it's still not a smother mate. I just realized there's knights there. Anyway, I think they were thinking I was going to take this and they were going to take, but that is not the case. I'm going to take this with check. Then I will likely collect the rook. And if they do not defend adequately, I would take the bishop. The pretty GG's, unfortunately, kind of move. Do I do puzzles much? When I'm trying to improve my tactical vision, I will definitely do more puzzles. I don't do enough puzzles. That's my answer. I don't do enough, but yes, I do puzzles here and there. All right, so I'll take the rook. And then I'm just, once again, I always tell people that you don't need to rush into it just because there's material. Is there any benefit to this check? No, I'm having a look first. I don't think so. I'll take the rook. Why not? Looks like a free rook to me after a free piece, because after the piece in an exchange, they take with the queen if they want. I simply take the bishop, but once again, double check first. Any benefit to taking the knight first? I don't see it. Still have to keep my eye on the fact that it is eyeing off f7. If somehow this king became a queen and this pawn went missing, maybe it would be dangerous, but I think we'll be okay if I just simply take this. So no limitations. I feel like for my rating, my regular rating, I think the more I improve tactically, puzzles, I think I usually am more likely to win games. Probably one of my weak spots, I think, is just straight up tactics, comparatively. Probably why I do better in long time controls than short time controls, because I'm not as likely to quickly blunder into a tactic, if that makes sense. Okay, probably a lot of ways to mop up here, but I'm just trying to work out if there's any clean ways. I won't overdo it. I think I'm simply going to take the knight. Why am I going to just take this knight, by the way? It seems like, oh, well, I shouldn't trade the bishop for the knight. I'm actually up 9 points of material, you can see over here already. So I think besides the fact I'm up 9 points of material, just look at this king and these pieces. It's not easy for them to do things. Once again, I'm going to take another free pawn. This bishop is also kind of staring at these pawns, which is why I didn't like exactly what they did in the opening after I played some of this stuff. You like your tactics, but your strategy isn't great. So, limitation, bro, I'm not sure what your preferred time control is, but I do believe you can also probably just push this pawn to the edge over there. I'm not sure. Does this look scary? Do I need to take it? I don't think I need to take it yet. I think I can simply push. Try to trade the queens, and yeah, it's just winning. I mean, it was winning before this pawn push, but even more winning. Yes, I'm not sure what your preferred time control is, but longer time controls are usually better for developing some of those ideas. In longer time controls, a tactic is not always just going to happen, or people are not always going to blunder a tactic. You know, sometimes that's not the case. So I'm just going to quickly decide, can I go there? By the way, I did almost grabbed a pawn. I did actually miss that they were going to go for some stuff like this, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference after this. You know, if they try to block here, will I take it? Most definitely I'll take it. Even if they can take this back, maybe they think my attack will be dwindling, but it's not really the case because I'm up so much material. I do not have to rush the win. Just to reiterate something else I keep trying to say to people is when you are winning, it is up to the losing side to find a win. It is not up to, it is really not up to me to find the win. I will just continue winning. I will continue winning in any number of ways as long as I do not blunder. You know, I think the f4 is an idea, but that's not, I don't think, going to work. I could even, like, I can trade the queens here. I can possibly even give them a piece at some stage if it means I'll push this pawn. It is just currently straight up winning. Okay, I think f4 was a better try than this. This doesn't really accomplish too much, I think. Now my idea is actually just to bring the knight out. Why this way, by the way, not this way? Because even though this attacks the pawn, you know, my next idea is this. So simple idea. Oh, limitation. I was just saying, I'm not sure what time control you usually prefer to play, but longer time controls, like at least 10 minutes plus, are better definitely for developing strategy because people don't really frequently blunder tactics as easily in a longer time control. So yes, I'm gonna move this. You know what? Which do I think is the better rook to move? Probably the A rook. Why? Because it's not doing as much over here. This one as well, I may, you know, if somehow I blunder the next 5 moves in a row, maybe I want this rook to go back to the F square. You know, to F8. Alright. Here, unfortunately, it's going to be very short work soon. I believe they somehow want this, but that will not work. I'm just going to very slowly win. I think they probably will take, and then after takes, you know, I'm threatening to win this rook. They will just run out of any firepower for any, you know, potential attack quite shortly. Just going to take this guy and just threaten this one too. If they do not move the queen or the king, I will be winning the queen. You only play at daily? Hey, fair enough. There's, you know, no obligation to play timed against anybody. Thank you for following, Eliante. Ellie. Thank you for following. Alright, so I think they missed the threat here, which is actually just this. Just pinning the queen to the king, and I will collect it. Collect. Click and collect. Juices.com.au. Collect the queen. Collect all of the above. Yes, Eliante Drip. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're having a nice day. We're just doing a rapid slow run. Currently at 405 elos. And then after this, probably a little bit higher, maybe 4. How many of those do I win from this? I win 10 if I manage to win this game. Okay, so they missed one thing. So this is a good attempt, and this is very common as well at these either ranges, I believe. Missing the fact that it's not actually winning my queen because when I take their queen first, it takes it with check. And after they take, I take their rook also with check. Yes, and then after they move, I just bring in the other guy. I can also threaten this. Just take this pawn, and then just this will be a checkmate. If unless they push this pawn. If I go here, they have this square. If they clear it, they didn't clear it. Yes, the only move that didn't blunder a checkmate on the spot would have been. I mean, it's obviously all winning, but this move here. Actually, did I miss the checkmate already? I think I missed the checkmate right here. But let's pretend that didn't happen. You know what they say: when you have checkmate in one, look for better. When you have a free queen, look for something better. So that, yes, unfortunately, didn't go down so well for my opponent. So here, I mean, okay, this is normal still, but the double fianchetto here I didn't feel like was correct. Or I wasn't sure they were going to play it correctly anyway. Yeah, c4 to me felt a little bit premature because they didn't have enough pieces to support it. There's a lot of openings where you do play this, but the structure's already a little bit different. Not when you've kind of gone like this. So like in an e3 opening, like maybe on e3 or in b3 lines, you go c4, but the bishop is not usually coming this way. I feel like the openings I played like that, sometimes I've lost a few like that actually as white. Yeah, so here I'm just supporting the pawn. I'm just basically saying like, hey, if you take me, all gravy, no problem. You know, if you want to get rid of this, what are you going to go, e4? That just would lose a pawn. You're going to go f3, e4? Probably not. But, you know, as relatively visible, kind of what I'm trying to show people not to do is a lot of my opponents are actually just not developing and they're pushing pawns. A little bit too many times, a little bit too much. And I think it's losing most of these games for them. And also, a lot of so their idea, of course, was to either control this diagonal or to control this diagonal. And I didn't mention it in the game, but even though the computer, I think, said it was okay, a lot of these structures where you have a pawn on b3 and c4, you end up bringing the knight to c3. So I wasn't quite sure why they went there. It kind of just makes things a little bit cramped. And it allows me also immediately to kind of contest this diagonal, even though it's still closed right now, but if I want to open it up, you know, at some stage I could go c5 and then kind of pummel through this way, or if they take potentially discoveries on the diagonal, it's just better for black, I think. Computer says equal, but I like this for black. Yes, bishop a3. I thought that was a nice idea. Because I then understood why they kind of were doing some of this stuff here, but it's most likely not going to end up in me losing my rook. Like if I went like this, maybe they thought I was going to go like this would just frequently take this, so. You would only play anonymously? Oh, fair enough, Kane. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty common. I don't think they have the anonymous one on chess.com, do they? But yeah, it's pretty good. The bots are pretty good these days too, though. I feel like even a few years ago, I feel like the bots made a lot more random moves that didn't feel very human-like. But now, like some of the ones even up to like 2000 on here, they seem like kind of more human. But at the same time, there's no like, they're all pretty good in the end games, I think. I think they're all pretty good in the end games. Like you can maybe go slightly wrong in the end game against a person because they may also go slightly wrong, but the bots, they don't seem to miss this stuff. Not always. Yeah, here I could have taken on c4, but I didn't want to. I wasn't going to go e5, so I know the computer's showing these like lines like if this and this, maybe they were saying because the knight protecting e5. I guess that makes sense. Here I jumped because I miscalculated some stuff. Still it's okay though, I guess, based on that position. But really, to stick to the principles I'm trying to kind of demonstrate, probably I shouldn't be moving this piece again yet before moving either this knight or this bishop. You think the bots were good enough 20 years ago? Oh no, they were good. They were definitely good, but in terms of improving like at a lower elo, I think they sometimes make really weird moves that humans would not make. Which of course is going to win games for the bots. Is Chessmate was your favorite software game? Oh, Casper. I'm not sure I ever played that. Cool though. I assume it was probably a good bot. Yeah, the bots on here are pretty good though nowadays. Fun for practice for sure. One of the reasons I actually quite like the bots on chess.com is you play the different bots and some of them are really good at certain opening lines and some of them are really good at other opening lines. And you can actually kind of learn and practice certain theory. Like some of them play, like I was looking the other day, like one of them was just really good at the Caro. And it's against some of the lines I like to play. Mate, it was really, really tough. That was designed by him, so it was good. Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah, so this, by the way, over here, just a blunder of a piece. I just take. I think they thought after moving this, I think they thought maybe something like this was going to happen. Maybe they thought I was going to, run into this. But then it still wins this, actually. So I don't know, even know. It's like Pac-Man. It's got Pac-Man over there, eating the hearts. Alright, but anyway, it was all just winning here. I just take... Apparently this is not the best move, and simply going back is the best move, but I didn't see that. I thought this was better. Just winning an exchange, because I take the bishop. I mean, obviously the computer knows that the other line was better in this case, but to me it felt more human just to take the rook. No need to overcomplicate. Yeah, just collecting pawns, trying to clean up. Clean up crew. Simple stuff. I mean, I don't think I need to overanalyze this now, because I think I explained this probably pretty well in the game. Yeah, here as well, it's just like, if they take, I don't care. I don't need to keep this pawn. So sometimes we get really, really stuck on ideas that we have, but in a position like this where I'm up 10 points of material, maybe I might be thinking, if I tunnel vision and I say I must make a new queen with this pawn, that can maybe end up costing me some moves, and maybe they get some ideas over here if I'm overly focused on this pawn. This is actually more of a distraction, or trying to get them to give more material. Like, I do not need to make a queen with this. Never did I think it was going to end up being an actual queen. I just thought they were probably going to have to take this, which is what they did. So now here I'm up 12 points of material. And then next move, just a blunder, just ends the game. Takes and takes. So yes, it's good. It's still important not to tunnel vision even when you're up a lot of material, because people might be thinking to themselves now, but there's no chance. What can they possibly do if I just push this pawn? Or if I'm thinking about this pawn, like, maybe if I'm slack and I'm thinking this, or sorry, to get back to my point, if I'm like, oh, they'll take it, I don't want them to take it, what do I do? Let me go there and attack the bishop first. I don't know, maybe this happens, right? And I take the bishop, and then they go here, and I actually push this pawn or something. And then, I mean, it's still actually all winning. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad regardless. And then this happens, and then this, and then there, and I don't take this. I try to hold on. I don't want to lose my knight, for example, so I go like this to make it just a bad move. This is all unlikely to happen. And I go there. And then suddenly I miscalculate something. I don't know, this, I guess. I mean, actually, it's so winning for black. And then, I don't know, I make one bad move like this or something, and then bam, checkmate. So even though this is, it's never going to happen, there's way too many moves required for this to happen, no need to tunnel vision, just give up the pawn for the bishop when you're completely winning. Yes. All right, so that was a relatively straightforward game as well.